Have you ever wondered why lottery winners often end up broke within just a few years? Or why professional athletes who earn millions during their careers sometimes file for bankruptcy shortly after retirement? The answer lies in something psychologists call lifestyle creep, and understanding this phenomenon could be the difference between building lasting wealth and watching your money disappear faster than you can imagine. Today we're diving deep into the psychology behind sudden cash windfalls and why our brains are literally wired to sabotage our financial success. Whether you've received an inheritance, landed a high-paying job, sold a business, or even just gotten a significant raise, this video will show you exactly how to protect your wealth from the most dangerous enemy of all, yourself. But first, let me share a shocking statistic that will blow your mind. According to research, approximately 70% of people who receive large sums of money lose it all within just a few years. That's not a typo. 7 out of 10 people who suddenly come into significant wealth end up worse off than they were before. The question isn't whether this will happen to you, but rather what you're going to do to make sure you're in that successful 30%. The human brain has evolved over thousands of years to prioritize immediate gratification over long-term planning. This made perfect sense when we were hunter-gatherers living day to day, but in today's world of credit cards and instant purchasing, this ancient wiring becomes our biggest financial liability. When we suddenly have access to more money than we're used to, our brain interprets this as an opportunity to finally satisfy all those delayed desires we've been carrying around. Think about it this way. You've probably spent years telling yourself you can't afford certain things. Maybe it's eating out at expensive restaurants, buying designer clothes, upgrading your car, or taking luxury vacations. When that windfall hits, your brain sees it as permission to finally say yes to everything you've been saying no to. This feels incredibly satisfying in the moment, but it creates a dangerous psychological pattern that's extremely difficult to break. The scariest part about lifestyle creep is how invisible it is while it's happening. It doesn't announce itself with dramatic purchases or obvious overspending. Instead, it sneaks up on you through seemingly reasonable upgrades and improvements. You move to a slightly nicer apartment. You start shopping at more expensive grocery stores. You upgrade your phone plan, your streaming services, your gym membership. Each individual decision feels completely justified, but collectively, they can destroy your financial foundation. Here's what makes this even more insidious. Once you upgrade your lifestyle, downgrading feels like failure. Psychologists call this loss aversion, and it's one of the strongest cognitive biases humans possess. We feel the pain of losing something twice as intensely as we feel the pleasure of gaining it. This means that once you get used to eating at expensive restaurants, going back to cooking at home doesn't just feel like a practical choice, it feels like deprivation. But there's another psychological trap that's even more dangerous than lifestyle creep, and most people don't even know it exists. It's called hedonic adaptation, and it explains why people who win the lottery report being no happier after their windfall than they were before. Your brain has an incredible ability to adapt to new circumstances and return to baseline happiness levels, regardless of your external situation. This creates a vicious cycle. You spend money hoping it will make you happier, but your brain quickly adapts to your new normal, leaving you no more satisfied than before. Since the happiness boost was temporary but the spending has become permanent, you're now worse off financially but no better off emotionally. Your brain's solution: spend even more money chasing that happiness high you briefly experienced. Understanding these psychological patterns is the first step toward protecting yourself. But knowledge alone isn't enough. You need specific strategies that work with your brain's wiring instead of against it. The most successful wealth builders use what I call psychological circuit breakers, mental and financial systems that automatically protect them from their own impulses. The first circuit breaker is a 24-hour rule for any purchase over a predetermined threshold. Maybe it's $100, maybe it's $500. But whatever amount you choose, you commit to waiting a full day before making the purchase. This gives your rational brain time to catch up with your emotional impulses and ask the critical questions. Do I really need this? Will this purchase align with my long-term goals? Am I buying this to solve a real problem or just because I can afford it? The second circuit breaker is automated wealth building. Before you even see your windfall money, you need to automatically redirect a significant portion into investments and savings accounts that are difficult to access impulsively. Many financial advisors recommend immediately investing at least 50% of any windfall, but the exact percentage matters less than making it automatic and irreversible. Here's where most people make a crucial mistake. They try to rely on willpower to resist lifestyle creep, but willpower is a finite resource that gets depleted throughout the day. Instead of fighting your impulses with willpower, you need to engineer your environment so that good financial decisions become the path of least resistance. One of the most powerful environmental changes you can make is to delay any major lifestyle upgrades for at least 6 months after receiving your windfall. This cooling off period serves two critical purposes. First, it gives you time to develop a comprehensive financial plan before making irreversible decisions. Second, it allows the emotional high of your windfall to settle so you can think more clearly about your priorities. During this waiting period, focus on what psychologists call values clarification. Write down what's truly important to you in life, not just what sounds good or what other people expect. Do you value security, freedom, experiences, family time, creative expression? Once you're clear on your core values, every financial decision becomes easier because you can ask whether it supports or undermines what matters most to you. But here's the paradox that trips up even financially sophisticated people. The goal isn't to never spend your money or to live like you're still broke. The goal is to spend intentionally on things that genuinely enhance your life, while avoiding the trap of endless lifestyle inflation. This requires developing what I call selective abundance, the ability to be extremely generous with yourself in areas that align with your values, while being ruthless about cutting expenses that don't add real value. For example, if you value experiences and relationships, investing in travel or hosting gatherings for friends and family might be worth significant expense. But if you're spending thousands on designer clothes just because you can afford them, without any real appreciation for fashion, that's lifestyle creep in action. The wealthy understand something that most people miss entirely. Money is a tool for buying options and security, not just stuff. Every dollar you save and invest is a dollar that's working to create more options in your future. Every dollar you spend on lifestyle inflation is a dollar that can never work for you again. This shift in perspective, from seeing money as something to spend to seeing it as something that creates freedom, is perhaps the most important psychological change you can make. When you truly internalize this concept, financial decisions become much easier because you're not just weighing immediate pleasure against abstract future benefits. You're weighing immediate pleasure against concrete future freedom. The people who successfully build lasting wealth from windfalls share one critical characteristic. They view their sudden money not as permission to upgrade their lifestyle, but as an opportunity to secure their financial future. They understand that true wealth isn't about what you can afford to buy. It's about how long you can afford not to work. Your relationship with money will determine whether your windfall becomes a blessing or a curse. Choose wisely.